episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
How are we doing?
I'm good. We are coming off of like one of the first weekends we were both here, I feel like, together.
Yeah.
And then upcoming, we're boot scoot boogieing to Stagecoach. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, we're going to be in that desert weather.
I know.
100 plus degrees with our cowboy boots on.
I know.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And you're doing literally, you just did Coachella last weekend, and then now you're doing Stagecoach. So like you're hitting all the big
all the
LA
festivals.
this weekend.
Yeah. I'm like just living in Palm Springs at this point. Or Indio.
Get a place in Indio. But there was some drama on the weekend. Not nearly as much as there was, I feel like, with Frank Ocean debacle and everything that happened Coachella weekend 1. But the biggest news is this Glen Powell, Sydney Sweeney, Gigi
Paris kind of
triangle.
Love triangle? Question mark?
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's get into it.
So right now, Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell are filming this amazing rom-com is how they keep describing it.
It looks great.
Romance with a hard R is how Glen Powell keeps, which I'm like,
I don't
what?
like that ever.
Why is that?
I don't like that at all.
I watched like 2 videos and he keeps saying that.
What PR person was like, it's a good tagline.
Well, their PR is working hard right now. Actually.
Yeah, they are in overdrive.
Yeah, so they've been in Australia for months. They literally just wrapped and they flew right to CinemaCon because they wanted to promote the new movie called Anyone But You.
Yeah.
They're on stage, they did a red carpet together, and the photos of them together are like, what's going on between you two? The chemistry is on fire. The eye contact. Sydney Sweeney looked like she was like undressing him with her eyes. And everyone's been calling this out. Like, what is going on between these two?
Yeah.
Because there's even been some romantic photos. Obviously, they're in a rom-com together. So you're going to get those like videos of them on set kissing. Like, okay, they're actors. Like, it's part of the job.
Yeah.
But there's a few of them like going to the zoo together, like very date type things.
Yeah.
And then there's this one viral video of him like, they're on the couch together and she kind of like throws herself off the couch and he catches her.
Yeah, like kind of like when you're ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
A dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not on set.
Wasn't on set. It was on like like a morning show interview, it felt like, or something like that.
It felt like they were just hanging out on the couch.
Could be.
Just flipping her over.
It was a lot of cleavage and a lot of eye contact, Glen down, her up. Like, I mean, it was just, it was not modest.
Well, there's usually a lot of cleavage with Sydney Sweeney.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. What we're not saying, though, is that Glen Powell is technically in a relationship right now with model Gigi Paris.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sweeney is engaged.
Engaged. They're both dating people. Mm-hmm. So really not a love triangle. It's like that square action.
But we just don't know the Jonathan guy, really.
Sydney Sweeney's been dating Jonathan Davino since 2018. They got engaged last year, February.
Yeah.
But they say they're still engaged, still living together. They're kind of denying everything that anything is going on between her and Glen. They're saying Glen and Sydney are not dating.
No, of course not.
And then Gigi and Glen have been dating, for like a couple years or so?
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she, though, everyone, all the internet people are looking up who's following who, and they see that Gigi unfollowed Sydney.
Within like this week, right?
Yeah.
With these kind of videos coming out, these things happening. Mm-hmm. Like she was following her.
Yeah. Allegedly, though, I mean, like it's so hard to know. How did they know that that she was following her beforehand?
I don't know.
The only kind of tidbit is that she's commented on a post before, like, yay, like so happy for you guys. Like,
when they like got cast as the roles or something like that.
Yeah. But again, like everybody's public, like I have a public account. I'm sure that Sydney Sweeney, obviously she's a public account. Yeah. So you can go comment on anybody's post and not follow them. But that was kind of like the big, oh my gosh, did they break up? Did the other couple break up? Who's together? Who's hooking up? What's going on here?
Yeah. I love this. So juicy. I love this story.
It is. And in CinemaCon too, like their flirting is just like they're on stage together and she calls him like, okay, whatever, Top Gun. And it's like, what? Did you just call him Top Gun? And then he's like, oh, I love when she calls me that. Like, that's my nickname. Like, wow, okay, so we're not only doing this movie, but we also have little cute pet names for each other. And in the interviews, he's like talking about how Sydney's basically like the social chair of the group and like she plans all these events for them. And then, I mean, they're posting a bunch together too. It just seems a little bit like they're doing a lot more off the screen as well. And the way they look at each other, I really can't get over that.
Yeah, I think, well, okay, number one, from Gigi and Jonathan's perspective, the other that's going through this is like, we can't even begin to relate to this, like your boyfriend or girlfriend being on screen, like you're in a rom-com. Like that's going to be uncomfortable regardless. Yeah. But it's kind of like the work boyfriend, the work girlfriend that I feel like exists.
Yeah.
If you're
just making out with them.
Yes, a little bit different. If you're the girlfriend or the boyfriend, do you follow the work girlfriend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see what's up.
Keep my eyes on her.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
What's going on?
And that's where I'm like with Gigi. I'm thinking like she followed her and was like, keep your friends close, enemies closer type of situation. And then she was like, okay, we're not friends.
You crossed a line. It makes it seem like there was a line that was crossed.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know that
maybe
it's
they
like
kissed off set. Oops.
I would not even remotely, and that's the thing, is that we've seen this so many times in rom-com, and even like, I think of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, I mean, duh. That's what got them together.
Exactly. It's like,
sorry.
I don't put it past anybody to be like, I think these are real things to be like, nervous about, or like be like, this is not just a normal, we're co-stars.
Yeah. Why do you think so many of these people get divorced? It's because they're in these hot and steamy instances.
Yeah.
Where it might be a little bit hard to avoid.
I think so. I think the thing too that's kind of interesting, like about Sydney Sweeney, is just like the only thing that I've really known her from is Euphoria, which is obviously huge and like big. But now that she's kind of stepping into this more like,
I love this for her,
leading role, I felt like because she was only in Euphoria and then she got engaged so like quickly, kind of like quickly as she like got into the spotlight, I was like, oh, she's like not even gonna do the whole, like
date around,
like kind of do the big Hollywood in the industry, And now, and it's funny because like we even have here written, it's like she said in a Cosmopolitan interview she doesn't like to date people in the spotlight, but it's like doesn't look like that.
Well, if she gets together with Glen, I think she's gonna.
You have to.
She's gonna have to break that, obviously, because
it's true.
He's big Top Gun guy. Obviously, this rom-com with the hard R.
Yeah, he's done a couple of different rom-coms. I could kind of see if this goes well, him kind of like staying in that genre role. They're
both really good looking, but
I don't know.
Yeah, and she said though, when in that Cosmo interview, she was like, "I just like when people are not in the spotlight because." Like, I don't want it to be this competition type thing and like who's booking something and who's not. I kind of like when the person like just lets me be on my pedestal. So
that's a weird.
I knew you would like that.
That's a weird thing to say. Also, it's Australia.
Yeah, romantic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right? I don't know.
How could you not? You'd feel some type of way.
I just feel like I would have to be single for so long if I was an actor, but people do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, both successful actors.
They got it together. Also, what I was going to say is the thing that's almost more interesting to me is when you learn later on when coworkers didn't really like each other. Like they also did a rom-com. Like when you find out later that like Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson didn't really get along.
Yeah.
And you're like,
really?
How did that? Yeah, exactly. Like
good actors.
Yeah, they're good actors.
Honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to make out with this person and not sleep with them offset.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing where it's so easy for us sitting at home to be like, oh, like look at the chemistry, like they're crushing it.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want you to see. And I'm thinking this is more real than we're making it out to be. I'm hoping that they're not duping us and being like, this would be good for people to see the movie.
So, I mean, they could technically just be acting this whole time.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, oh, we're just acting. That's what they're going to say, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're just really good at our job.
This is so funny how this is being blurred between, like...
Is this real life or not?
Like a normal job and, like, being in the industry. It's like, no, we play around at work. You know how it is. You know how it is. Sometimes we make out. It's for the plot.
For the climax.
Yeah. Come on. And your boyfriend or girlfriend at home is like, it's weird. You're not like an actor or anything. It's just work.
Oh, we're not talking about
acting.
Actors?
Yeah, no.
Oh, God,
I'm an accountant. He's an accountant. You know, like whatever. So we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. Like right now, it's so hot, like and steamy. Like there's news coming out all the time.
That's the reason I was sweating all day.
I'm saying, but do we know when that movie actually comes out?
I don't think there's a release date. No.
Okay, because they just
did the name. I mean, we didn't know the name until today.
Yeah, and they just finished.
They probably announced it at CinemaCon. Now that I'm realizing it.
Yeah.
Oh, and CinemaCon was just so many people. Timothy Chalamet was there. Zendaya was there. Another Euphoria person. Also, just really quick before we move on, you mentioned Coachella. Coachella Weekend 2 also happened. Mm-hmm. And there was still like a lot of guests and everything. Like Zendaya, the reason I'm bringing it up is because Zendaya showed up with Labyrinth.
Real? Oh yeah, she did. Yeah.
The weekend before he brought out The Weeknd and Billie Eilish. It's like that was clearly a set to go see.
Dang it. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
No.
And then obviously Skrillex, Fred again, and Fortet replaced Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
And
Blink-182.
And Blink-182 as well.
Replaced.
Yeah.
And Kris Jenner, Corey Gamble, Lauren Sanchez, and Jeff Bezos were all hanging out there.
So weird.
Such a weird group, but also, is it?
No, it's not weird at all, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
It's basically like, we're all wealthy. Let's just all hang out.
Let's just hang out. Who knows if we're like going to get along or not.
I still think Lauren, Jeff, Pete Davidson, and Kim Kardashian was weirder.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Kim made sense, but Pete.
Hey, like I said, we're not going to judge Pete. That wasn't the only like forbidden or like love that was going on this weekend.
Yeah, lots of love.
Also, you know how like 2 weeks ago we were talking about like this is breakup season.
Yeah.
Like everyone was breaking up.
I still think it's breakup season.
It is breakup season, but
with some weddings.
In a twist, Sofia Richie got married to Elliot Grange, which for so long...
He's a music exec.
Music exec.
He owns his own record label. His dad is Universal Music Group CEO.
So, yeah.
So that's his background.
It was in the south of France.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. People were just like...
They're calling it the royal wedding of the year.
Yeah.
Of the century.
But I think the biggest thing is like Sofia Richie for so long... like was dating Scott. And like, I remember specifically reporting like when they broke up and like, that was a big deal.
It was.
Also, you know how I feel about this, but I'm kind of scared because that feels like that was a while ago. She's now 24. Sofia Richie is. Mm-hmm.
These are a lot of young
brides
getting married. Millie Bobby Brown last week.
She got engaged, right?
Oh,
to
engaged.
John Bon
Yeah.
Jovi.
She's what, like 20?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, same thing with Sydney Sweeney. She's like
25.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But then that's the thing when I'm like, I think about how long ago was Sofia Richie dating Scott, and they dated for a long time. Like, she had to be 21.
Yeah, they were young. I think they started dating when she was 19, remember? Because that was kind of the...
Scandy.
Whoa.
And Scott not...
Scott began his track record of youngins, you know?
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Like Leo style.
But now she's kind of like settled down. Like her wedding was very classic. Like I said, wedding of the year, very elegant.
Wore 3 different Chanel dresses.
Mm-hmm. Hot, money, whatever. That's where I just think that
elegant's a good word though.
Yeah, like it's like kind of the balance between like of all the breakups that we're seeing.
Yeah.
But then also is like somebody that like has kind of become like obviously she was already famous like just because of her family and like being kind of a personality, but it seems like a very wholesome relationship because she was in so much I feel like turmoil when she was dating Scott because that's just like everyone that dates him is
that's because she was dating Scott.
Yeah,
that was the issue for her. It's honestly good.
Yeah, good for her. It's just we love the drama. Is tough.
Yeah,
I love the drama, so it's always kind of like bittersweet for me to see somebody like settle down with a healthy relationship.
Man, now that I think of Scott is just getting crushed
lately.
Yeah, with Courtney and Travis just like in your face 24/7, dropping that new Hulu doc of their marriage too. Everything, obviously, like they're making out on Coachella stage essentially, just doing all the good stuff that you love.
Then the only other ex that was really
like a
prevalent,
big deal, yeah.
Sofia Richie,
also married.
Oof. Damn.
Ooh. But does he want to be a bachelor for the rest of his life, like Leonardo DiCaprio? Like, is it that deep for him?
I don't think it's comparable, but yeah. Scott and Leo, like, I mean, Leo, I feel like can pull that off.
Okay, he can pull like...
Yeah, he'll still be like 55 and like there will be some 25-year-old that will...
Who will be down. He could be 80.
That's scary, but it's true. Scott, on the other hand, I think same thing, but like maybe the level will be like a little status. Okay, okay. Status will be. Also, Scott's
it's from the guy from the Titanic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Scott also makes his money off of being an influencer, being a personality, so he has to share. Versus Leo, when he does get into a relationship, is very private.
What relationship?
He dated one girl for 5 years until she was 25.
But exactly what? Who? Like, we barely talked about them being together because we barely saw them out because he's probably with some 19-year-old.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's private. So you can kind of like Leo is typically.
Yeah. Do you think he dates people, but like, it's more like open?
Like we're dating.
But like, I'm also kind of dating her too.
I kind of see him as like bringing that person everywhere.
Okay, so he's loyal.
Outside of like, and I'm not saying that he's loyal as in like there's not multiple people on the boat. But I'm saying I think she's also on the boat. You know what I mean?
Then what I'm saying is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's an understood kind of like, hey, we're dating, but
we're seeing other people too.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not an exclusive, but you're my girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. That's an easy one to explain. Guys or girls out there, we should make that a new, like, it's complicated. It's, I'm dating that person, but we're seeing.
That's an open relationship.
Yeah.
But just on his end, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little different. So you're a cheater.
Well, you know.
Speaking
of Pete.
But really quick, the wedding was beautiful. Lionel Richie obviously walked her down. Nicole Richie was there, of course. Her brother was not there because he had COVID. There was a COVID situation going on. Yeah.
Weird.
But obviously all the famous.
Cameron Diaz, both the brothers, Benji Madden. I'm forgetting the other brother Madden's name, but they're the ones that's married to Nicole Richie and then married to Cameron Diaz. Mm-hmm. Coolest thing, though, them singing Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous at the after party with, obviously, the rich and the famous. You know what I mean? Like
that's perfect.
It's like it started out as like this angsty, you know, like teen, I feel like anthem, and then it's like, oh, but now we're all actually millionaires. So
great.
Also, I thought it was really interesting and kind of showed like it was cool.
Yeah.
But also like her age too, of like she is 24, and so the after party or the reception was like a club. And like I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's sick, but I wouldn't see like anybody that got married like at 31 or something like that. The bride, I mean, she's making a lot of those decisions. Like I couldn't see like a 31-year-old bride like, yeah, I want it to be kind of like club, grimy.
Can I like do Coachella theme?
Yeah. Can I just rent a Ferris wheel and like a desert? Sure. Let's do it.
I don't know about the desert part.
Okay, well then you gotta make up your mind.
Wedding, I'm just saying.
But she said she had been planning it since she was like, like 14?
Yeah.
So I mean, she had it on her mind.
Mm-hmm. She knew she wanted to wear Chanel. I just remember reading that. So
I mean, I think we all know that we want to wear that. Yeah. But it's like, can you get it into Chanel?
I will.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will.
Just affirmations.
Three of them. Not just one.
We briefly mentioned Pete and judging him hanging out with Lauren and Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez.
He's
but over the
killing
weekend,
though, honestly, though,
Pete?
in his career, I feel like
Pete or Jeff. Pete. Jeff is killing it.
Pete Davidson. I just feel like we're talking so much more about him again. But also, I guess it's because he's getting in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's doing bodies with Chase Suey Wonders. Yeah, his girlfriend. But then he was in that car crash, which he might get criminally charged for that.
Oh my God.
For reckless driving.
I forgot that he was in that car crash.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
That's kind of the update. I feel like we're going to find out sometime this week because there was some stories out that they're considering charges for it.
Well, and also the whole thing of,
I mean, he was speeding and he ran into a side of a building.
And there was no drugs, no alcohol. It's like,
yeah.
What happened then? Then in that case, it's a more serious medical thing. I feel like if you have, people that like have like, you hear something bad, like they had like a seizure or like a minor thing where they couldn't control it. That's way worse than just owning up to it being like,
I don't think
hey,
it's that.
DUI.
I think he was just really speeding. Like I think he was going like almost 100 in this neighborhood or something and lost control.
Did he not see the little sign that said, "Kids play here. Oh. Drive like your children are watching"?
Yeah, I don't know. Not smart. But yeah, that's not the only trouble though, I guess, that he's been getting into because Well, there was good news for him. His team, the Knicks, won, but he was at the game over the weekend. And as he's walking out, he's like obviously taking photos with fans. I actually thought that was kind of nice. Like he stopped and really took photos with a lot of people.
I totally see him as that guy.
Yeah.
Though. I never have thought or seen him as like stuck up for, the fame that he has.
Yeah.
I think he understands that very much. Like the people that have gotten me here are the fans. And like, I'm not better than people, which I think is different for others. Kim's not taking pics.
She is when she's going to her little Skims pop-ups. She
Skims
better be.
Pop-up maybe, but not the Knicks game. She's out of there. Black Escalade.
She was at the Lakers game this weekend.
Bieber's not taking pictures.
No, but Bieber was having a good old time in that Coachella.
Yeah,
Coachella crowd.
In general, that's true. But he's walking out, taking some pics.
Yeah.
And then
there's this guy, if you watch the video, there's this guy who he stops, takes a photo with him, but then this guy kind of just like stays on his shoulder as they keep walking.
Yeah.
And then he grabs these like teenage boys, things from the bleachers and takes photos with them.
Phones. Not teenage boys things. Grabs the guys' phones. Yeah.
He grabs the kids' phones.
Yeah.
Holds it up, takes a photo with them so they're in the background, whatever. Cute.
Gives them back to him.
But then I'm like looking at all the things that he's doing. Meanwhile, though, this guy is on his arm the whole time.
Yeah.
When he hands up the selfie, the guy kind of leans his head onto Pete too. And you can see he's kind of trying to tell him something too, getting in his ear a lot. Honestly, like being a pest, kind of like he was being really annoying. And almost seemed like he was trying to get under his skin on purpose. Or he's just an obsessed fan. I don't know which one it is. But it seemed more like he was trying to become an issue. And then just out of nowhere, Pete shoves him really hard. It was like very sudden too. Shoves him hard. It was like, what the heck, man? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Can't see what he's saying actually, but I would assume something like that. And then walks off.
As I watched it, I was like totally warranted.
Yeah.
I like in this case, it's one of those times where it's really hard to like, I don't know what people think or like fans think, but like, I just think that there's a certain amount of courtesy that you owe anyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, like, I feel like you even know people like growing up as a kid where it's like some people that are like too, like, just like don't know personal space.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's annoying.
Hey, give me a minute.
Don't
like,
get
off me. Yeah, exactly. And so, especially someone that's a celebrity that is trying to do their best to take pictures with people, you just have to be like, hey, like, if you're going to get a picture, get one.
Yeah.
Take off.
Yeah.
Like, don't, like, get on top of me. And so that's where I, like, saw it. And I'm like, yeah, I would have shoved that guy, too.
Yeah. No, I agree. The first time I saw it, though, I thought it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because it was a decently hard push.
It was jolting.
Yeah. I was like, oh, my gosh. Did that guy deserve that? And then I watched it again a few more times. I was like, dang, this guy's annoying. Like, I would just have elbowed him in the back a little bit. Like, get off me.
This kind of brings it back, though, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, is like of the whole Bad Bunny stuff that we always talk about.
Here we go.
Where I'm just saying, like, with the selfies.
Toss that phone.
Well, yeah. Well,
but what's the difference? Why are you so okay with Pete doing this?
I know. That's what
but
I'm
then Bad Bunny tosses that phone and you're like, screw that guy.
Because I think in my mind, and I didn't really watch.
Physical violence versus...
property damage.
Choose violence is what Dennis said.
Just hit them next time. Throw them in the water. But
that's why you're so mad at Bad Bunny.
I think it's because I don't usually see the Bad Bunny videos.
Yeah.
I just hear about them, the stories.
Okay.
And it's like, I typically think like almost in the same way that when we watch the Pete Davidson video where the kids or whomever, like the people that are doing it politely, are like, hey, could you take a picture with my phone?
And they're so cute. Like when he hands it back, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah. And he's doing it as a service.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm seeing that as the innocence that goes on with Bad Bunny, and he takes it and just throws it. But maybe I should be thinking of it more as this annoying ass old guy.
Yeah.
That's like in his face and trying to take 5 different photos.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, you get one, and like tossing it.
Yeah, with that, because the girl's like phone was in front of Bad Bunny's face or whatever. But and this guy, he didn't even have his phone though. Like he just was like
he took a photo at first, and then he kept
and then kept going. Like would not get away from him.
It was also the Knicks game whatever. Drunk, guaranteed he was drunk.
Really?
Yeah,
I hope so.
Damn, that'd be so shitty. Like, I mean, he's so shitty. I want to talk to more people that have had this happen though, like where like you like are drinking and you see like your celebrity crush and you just don't realize that you're being like a nuisance. And then you make headline news because you're just being obnoxious as hell.
No.
That'd be mortifying.
I would be mortified.
Because not only did your celebrity, whomever, your celebrity crush or the person that you're fangirling or guying over, like just shove you in front of everyone, you look like the biggest idiot.
I mean, yeah, we're shitting on this guy.
Exactly. So maybe he had just a few too many Jack and Cokes, and it's like...
Oh, no. He looked like...
He was being obnoxious.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to be really annoying.
No, I'm not.
That's my gut.
I'm not on his side. I'm just saying you can imagine how obnoxious that would be if you're like the next day like, oh my God, I think Pete Davidson pushed me.
I blacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes out with a statement, I blacked.
Yeah. His Twitter right now is just, sorry.
It's an AI version of me.
Yeah, that was an NPC. I don't know who that was.
But then you have like Enrique Iglesias who like that fan made out with him and then he was like, all right.
Yeah, same thing with the same thing we were talking about earlier this year when people were grabbing MGK's junk.
Oh, see, yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
get your hands off me. I don't even like when people like are too close to me at work. I'm like, coworkers.
Yeah,
sorry guys.
No, completely.
And I'm a touchy person. I'm always like, you know,
yeah, but not like that.
Well, not sexually.
Not MGK. I'm saying like this person.
Yeah.
I can think in my mind of people from like grade school that had like, or like middle school that like, they were just like, just on you, and I'm like, get off of me.
You're not super touchy, huh? But well, like, you know me, like I'm like, ah.
Yeah, no, I know, but like yours is like normal. This person was like. There's like a guy like get on my back and be like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "I'm good. Get off of me."
You're like straight shove.
Yeah, seriously. What the dude?
Gonna toss him. That video probably would have gone viral.
Seriously.
Oh gosh.
Speaking of Pete, though, former lovers with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She was out and about this weekend.
Yeah, she really was.
I know, just showing out.
Yeah.
Kim had a basketball game. Northwest had a basketball game.
She is really coming into her celebrity.
God, I'm so scared.
She truly is.
I don't know. I'm scared.
She's like posing on the red carpet. She's like, no, Chris Appleton, you wait. I'm taking this photo, posing, fixing her like cute little hairstyle. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I'm
funny
ready
though.
for the next gen. It's
funny. Yeah, seriously. It is funny though. Like, you don't forget that she's Kanye's kid. Like, you don't. But every time I see her, I'm so much like, she looks so much like Kanye.
Yeah.
And Kim.
Yeah.
But like so much like, I'm like, that's Kanye.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm just like the way that she like is so kind of deadpan, like when she talks to the public or like the media, but then also has Kim's kind of like, I don't know, like chicness, I feel like.
Chicness, like confidence, yeah.
But like, I just, like her face looks so much like him that I'm like, that is a little girl version.
You can tell she's going to be super talented though. Cause you know those like drawings she was doing of Ice Spice and everything?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
She's going to be a little genius with, I mean, I guess
with her life.
Kanye's genes.
Kim's a baby lawyer. She's a genius.
Kim's a baby lawyer. You had that really
Don't
ready
you
to
dare.
go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Anytime
dare.
I say anything, you're like, ooh, ready to fight.
But basically, she had a basketball game this weekend.
My girl's a lawyer.
Yes.
My girl's a lawyer.
Tatted right here. But basically, she had this basketball game, and Kim and Kanye were both there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of beef with this.
It's like weird though, because she was fully there. Kim was fully there. But then there's photos of Kanye with his new wife, Bianca, just like dipping out.
Also so weird that we just rolled that off the tongue. His new wife, Bianca. Like, for, like, what?
I want to see that marriage license, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this legit? No one's found that, have they?
I mean, I don't think people
Check the papers.
Yeah. Was it in the newspaper? It sounded like two like grandparents. Well, it wasn't in the newspaper, so it didn't happen. Did you check the Times?
Don't they have like those little wedding announcements?
No, they do. That's totally a thing. Yeah,
obituary.
Yeah, but for good.
Yeah.
But either way, Kim is there. She's like fully supporting, and Kanye like is there, but then like speeds off. And
he probably saw Kim. Ooh, wrong day.
Could you imagine like just the most public exes like, nah, get out of here. I didn't realize she was here. My bad.
Oh my gosh.
And then they ultimately him and Bianca went to Cheesecake later that weekend.
Yeah.
Which seems bizarre. Could you imagine you're in Cheesecake Factory
There's
and
one
like,
right over here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, just like,
What's up?
hey man. He's like, I love Cheesecake Factory. Him and Drake both love Cheesecake.
And I just like sit down trying to get a photo with him, and then he tosses my phone because he also tossed a phone.
Yeah, he did.
That's fine.
Well, and I think now it's kind of funny we're talking about him, but
His was crazy though.
yes,
He
it was.
reached into that woman's car.
Yeah. But the thing that's like, it's good now because we're like not talking about him,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
No news is good news with Kanye.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, maybe he's got some kind of control over what's going on. And maybe I don't see this Bianca being a saving grace or anything like that. I don't know anything about her. But I'm like, maybe there's some kind of stability going on that he's laying very low, which is good.
But we've been seeing him now like a little bit more. I feel like too, like we saw them shopping. We saw them at that Fear of God show too.
That's true.
They're both wearing their little face masks still. Everyone's like, how does everybody know that's Kanye? I don't know. When the Kanye song came on, he was like, yeah, like going after it. But yeah, but I guess we all just like kind of forgot about the past few months too.
I mean,
We took the Jonah Hill apology.
Forget. You can't forget.
Apology, and we just ran with it.
I know. But like, you can't.
Yeah.
And so, but it's so weird because he's like living life.
Yeah.
And I think it's so weird because he was such a gigantic superstar. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we've ever seen anybody that's that big fall that far.
I don't think he can truly be canceled.
That's
like,
what I'm. Yes, I completely agree.
He'll always be Kanye.
And be like around.
Yeah. Like if he did a show, like people would go, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But then on the other flip side, Kim went to Vegas.
I went to Vegas with Chris Appleton and
Lucas Gage.
Yeah, who are now married.
Yeah.
She was there for the wedding. Mm-hmm. They did a little impromptu wedding at a Vegas chapel. I think
that's the thing.
I think it was the same one as Courtney as Travis. That must be like the hot spot. And they got engaged in February.
Ben and Jen too, or no?
Probably all of them. They go to the same place. I don't know. I don't really know.
Also, Chris Appleton.
Yeah.
He's been Kim's hairdresser for forever. Every time because I like had seen him only recently, like when I was like, following Kim more and she would like post, with him in it.
Yeah.
That guy is just like
gorgeous.
Yeah, he's just like a model.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
And then, but the other thing is too, is that Lucas Gage kind of just came onto the scene and this happened so quick.
Really quick.
I love them together, but I mean, you have to ask the question, like, when it happens that quick,
I know.
What's the odds of that?
Yeah. But I guess we don't really know how long they were dating before they came public.
It's a good point.
So like, yeah, we kind of found out about it earlier this year, but maybe they've been dating secretly for a while and we just didn't know.
That's what I'd like to think.
But I will say their engagement to marriage, real quick too.
Real quick.
So. But congrats.
Yes, congratulations. Not the only engagement, or they got married officially.
Yeah.
Another engagement that happened was Alex Cooper over the weekend. Or I don't know if it happened over the weekend. That's like, details are always weird on these things when these things happen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Comes out, yeah.
She also got engaged to a guy that she'd been dating for 2 years, like 2021, 2020. His last name's Kaplan. First name I think is Connor. Don't quote me on that. But he is a movie producer similar to, like, runs his own movie production.
Aren't they all?
Yes. You were saying this before, like, where are all these producers?
Where are all these execs? I need to find one.
Where are they hiding out? But it was cute the way that he did it. They basically... Alex's assistant, they planned it where they said there was going to be a shoot in Los Angeles, so she'd be like in makeup and everything like that, so it'd be good for the
always smart
pictures. And then like last minute gets canceled, so then she comes home at their home, has like all these candles, has like the string quartet, has the two dogs in their little bow ties and stuff like that. So
okay, that's cute.
I think that of the like, I don't, like who's normal anymore, but that feels like an achievable kind of proposal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're,
that's
what I'm saying. Like any guy or, whoever you're into, like that's a very, like, you don't have to go over the top, but that's like very like a classy kind of like thought out, work with the girls or the guys, assistant or coworkers, be like, hey, let's fake this, you know?
Yeah.
And so
I think he did a nice job.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It is, like, I know what you're saying. It's like kind of heartwarming. Like, it's nothing massive, but it's still very well thought out well thought out.
It's not Courtney Travis. You have to rent a beach in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
That can be a lot. It's like, okay, talk to a friend.
Figure it
One of
out.
the girlfriends, be like, hey, where would they want this? Like, how are we going to get them in glam?
I'm sure it's stressful to propose.
Yeah, I can imagine. I should have been like, it is. This is my third one.
Yeah. Well, we know. You just keep breaking off those engagements.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I never like
Get
to
it
keep
together,
it going
Dennis.
too long. I know. The one thing I was going to say too, to circle back on, you mentioned we're talking about Ben and Jen at Vegas. The one thing that I was watching this past week that was super annoying to me, I don't know if you think, I'm sure you'll feel the same. Ben was being interviewed, I think, on Drew Barrymore's show.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
And was talking about like
He's
being
been having
married,
a few interviews. With,
being married to Jen and stuff like that. And of course, a normal person is asking, how does Jen look so good? I mean, she's what? Like, she's close to 50.
50s,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She looks great. Everybody knows that. And we all know she is like, there's no way she's eating like any fats, like any desserts.
Yeah.
Like, she's taking the most pristine care of her body.
And what'd he say?
And he's like, you're going to hate me for this, but
We are. we do.
already do. She eats whatever she wants. And I'm like, and immediately everyone's like,
Boo.
like burgers, fries.
He said burgers and fries.
He was naming like a little ice cream, like,
Okay, here's her burger.
bye.
Sets it down.
That's what I'm
One
saying.
bite.
Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like to a certain degree,
They're really hard to be relatable.
yeah, and I feel like Ben's part of the PR machine that is J-Lo now, and he's having to do these appearances and say like, you're going to say that she's just a regular girl.
Yeah.
It's like, Jen, it's okay.
Jenny on the block.
You're not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Just own that you like work your ass off for that, and it's not fun, but it's
Yeah. I mean,
life.
clearly her face is blessed with good genes.
Yes.
If she's probably had a little bit of work done, she's done it very,
Well.
like, you can barely tell if she does.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at her mom looks
Great,
fucking
too.
incredible, too.
Yeah.
So obviously there's some genes involved.
Yeah.
Two, like, she's working out all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe, she is having that burger, but she's, like, gonna go shred it off for 3 hours in the gym.
Pilates classes.
Yeah, exactly. And she loves to dance. She's always dancing. So maybe she does indulge herself to some treats and everything and
Maybe.
eats that ice cream.
I guess maybe, but it felt like
we
this
do
was
hate you, Ben.
It felt like this was a weird thing of like, you don't have to say that.
You didn't have to say any of that. Be like, I know, right? Like, I'm a lucky guy, period.
Yeah, like she works super, super hard. It shows. Like, I'm so lucky to be with somebody that like wants to take care of themselves and works that hard.
Yeah.
And everybody would be like, good, Ben. Like, the way to be a supportive husband.
Yeah.
But you know that the PR person behind the screen was like, she loves ice cream.
Yeah, they probably did. J-Lo. Actually, this is all J-Lo. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
It was also in the newsletter, I'm sure,
Yeah.
later. My diet is French fries and...
Oh, God. No, it's the J-Lo newsletter.
Why am I not subscribed to that yet?
I don't know. They won't let me in.
You have to eat a burger to prove that you're normal. You're a cool girl. I think that wraps it, though, for this week, right?
Yeah, that does.
We'll give you some updates on the Instagram at Plain Telephone and then on TikTok at Plain Telephone. This full episode comes out on same day, Wednesday, on YouTube. And we'll be in Stagecoach this whole weekend, so maybe we'll get a little behind the scenes BTS action of us hanging out at Stagecoach. But
yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.